Hello students. The next topic from the chapter of pelvis is the pelvic autonomic nerves, the autonomic nerves of the pelvis. In my previous video, I talked about the nerves of the pelvis, that is mainly the sacral plexus. So for that, please go through my previous videos. Now, this topic is the autonomic nerves of the pelvis. For this topic also, I would recommend to go to my video on autonomic nerves of abdomen for better understanding of this topic. So first go through my video on autonomic nerves of the abdomen and then go to the autonomic nerves of the pelvis. That is this video. So I'll proceed here. Now, the pelvic autonomic nerves is, in males it is supplying the prostate, okay, in females the uterus and the vagina, and in both the sexes, that is male and female, the vesicles and the rectum. Vesicle means the urinary bladder, yes, and the rectum. So the pelvic autonomic nerves, in males it is basically supplying the prostate gland, in females the uterus and the vagina, and in both the sexes the urinary bladder and the rectum. Okay, now around the prostate there is prostatic plexus of nerves. Around the vesicles there is vesicular plexus. Around the uterus and vagina there will be uterovaginal plexus, and around the rectum would be rectum plexus or rectal plexus. Okay, so surrounding the organ, the name is allotted to the plexus. Okay, so around the prostate is prostatic plexus of nerves. Around the vesicles is vesicular plexus of nerves. Around the uterus and vagina is uterovaginal plexus of nerves. And around the rectum is the rectal plexus of nerves. Okay, there is venous plexus also, and this is the plexus of nerves which I am talking about. For the venous plexus, please go through my video on veins of the pelvis. Okay, now we'll proceed further. These are mixed autonomic nerves. Okay, these are mixed autonomic nerves. What is mixed? It consists of both sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. Okay, so these are mixed autonomic nerves. These plexus are mixed autonomic nerves. This plexus is formed from the inferior hypogastric plexus. They are on both sides. Okay, so if you see, if you are aware of this diagram, okay, so this plexus, this is the inferior hypogastric plexus which is on both the sides. Okay, so this is the abdominal aorta. Okay, okay, this is the superior hypogastric plexus. Okay, this entire thing I have talked in detail on my video on autonomic nerves of abdomen. So please go through that video for better understanding. Now there is superior hypogastric plexus which is just above the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta. Okay, so the abdominal aorta, it bifurcates into right and left common iliac arteries. So just above the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta is the superior hypogastric plexus. Okay, also below there is inferior hypogastric plexus. This is inferior hypogastric plexus, and this inferior hypogastric plexus is on the both the sides, right and left. Clear? They are on both the sides, right and left, and are known as pelvic plexus. So they are known as pelvic plexus. This is inferior hypogastric plexus on both the sides is known as the pelvic plexus. Yes, on both the sides it is known as the pelvic plexus. Okay. This inferior hypogastric plexus are also mixed autonomic plexus. So these are mixed autonomic plexus. This inferior hypogastric plexus are mixed autonomic plexus. They are mixed autonomic plexus. Okay. Mixed autonomic nerves that are going to supply this individual plexus around the specific organs. Okay. So this inferior hypogastric plexus are mixed autonomic plexus, and they giving rise to mixed autonomic nerves. Okay, they are mixed autonomic plexus, and they will also give rise to mixed autonomic nerves that are going to supply this individual plexus around the specific organs. Okay, so there is mixed plexus giving rise to mixed nerves, and these nerves will supply the specific organs. Okay. Now, the parasympathetic nerves to inferior hypogastric plexus comes from S2, S3 and S4. Now, this is inferior hypogastric plexus. This is the pelvic plexus. This is the pelvic plexus which is present on both the sides, and they receive the parasympathetic nerves from where? From where they are receiving? From S2, S3, S4 sacral nerves on both the sides. Okay, so this is the inferior hypogastric plexus. They are receiving the parasympathetic nerves from S2, S3 and S4. See, they are receiving the parasympathetic nerves from S2, S3 and S4, and it is going to the inferior hypogastric plexus on both the sides. So the parasympathetic nerves coming to the inferior hypogastric plexus is from S2, S3 and S4. Okay. They are the pelvic splanchnic nerves, and then this parasympathetic goes to supply the viscera. So these are known as the pelvic splanchnic nerves. Okay, these are known as the pelvic splanchnic nerves, and they are going to supply the organs. So the pelvic splanchnic nerves arise from S2, S3 and S4 sacral nerves. Okay, and they will reach the inferior hypogastric plexus. This is the parasympathetic nerves. Okay, so they will reach the inferior hypogastric plexus. And then this parasympathetic nerves will supply the viscera. The nervi erogentis represents sacral outflow of parasympathetic nervous system. So this is the sacral outflow of the parasympathetic nervous system. So the autonomic nerves of pelvis is consist of parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves. It mainly consists of which plexus? The inferior hypogastric plexus. So this plexus is the mixed plexus, and this mixed plexus will receive the parasympathetic nerve from the sacral nerves S2, S3 and S4. So this is the sacral outflow. Okay, if you remember this chart on the autonomic nerves of abdomen, the parasympathetic was having the cranial outflow, that is the vagus nerve, and it was having the sacral outflow. Okay, so this sacral outflow, the parasympathetic sacral outflow, it forms, okay, it forms the parasympathetic innervation of the inferior hypogastric plexus. If you see, I have talked this in detail on my video of autonomic nerves. The sacral outflow is P ganglionic neurons, the ventral roots S2, S3 and S4, the pelvic splanchnic nerves. The organs supplied by the pelvic splanchnic nerves are the urinary bladder, the rectum, the testes, the ovaries, the uterine tubes, penis or clitoris. This pelvic splanchnic nerves, as you know, it goes to the inferior hypogastric plexus, and it will supply the rectum and the upper part of the anal canal. Okay. Remaining fibers will go to the superior hypogastric plexus, which will supply the 1/3 of the transverse colon, descending colon and the sigmoid colon. Okay. So, if you see here, this is the S2, S3 and S4. Okay, it is supplying S2, S3 and S4. Yes. From S2, S3, S4 the nerves are arising. This is the pelvic splanchnic nerves and it will go to the inferior hypogastric plexus in the pelvic area. Okay, so this is the parasympathetic. Now, we'll proceed further. Now, we'll go to the sympathetic nerves. Abdominal aorta bifurcates into two common iliac artery at the level of L4 and L5. Anterior to the abdominal aorta at L3, L4 and L5 vertebrae is sympathetic plexus of nerves, which is superior hypogastric plexus, which is going to form from thoracic and lumbar splanchnic nerves. Now, I talked about this also. This is the superior hypogastric plexus. The superior hypogastric plexus is just anterior to the abdominal aorta. The superior hypogastric plexus. Now, this superior hypogastric plexus, okay, this plexus is just above the bifurcation of the aorta. The aorta bifurcates into right and left common. So, superior hypogastric plexus is just above the bifurcation of the aorta, and this superior hypogastric plexus will receive, it will receive the sympathetic nerves from the thoracic and the lumbar nerves. Okay, from the thoracic nerves and from the lumbar nerves. Okay, so this is about the superior hypogastric plexus. So it will going to form from the superior hypogastric plexus is going to form from the lumbar and the thoracic splanchnic nerves. This splanchnic nerves carries sympathetic innervation to the superior hypogastric plexus. So, sympathetic innervation is to the superior hypogastric plexus from thoracic and the lumbar nerves. Okay. This plexus runs along the common iliac, internal iliac and external iliac nerves. So, this superior hypogastric plexus, I told you, it is just above the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta. It is just above the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta. Okay. So, if I show this diagram here, this is superior hypogastric plexus. This is both side inferior hypogastric plexus. So, superior hypogastric plexus is receiving the sympathetic nerves from the thoracic and the lumbar splanchnic nerves, and the inferior hypogastric plexus is receiving the parasympathetic nerves from S2, S3 and S4 on both the sides. Clear? So, this is superior hypogastric plexus, thoracic and lumbar splanchnic nerves. This plexus is formed. Inferior hypogastric plexus, IHP, is formed by the parasympathetic nerves from S2, S3 and S4. Okay, on both the sides. Clear? Now, superior hypogastric plexus, I told it is just above the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta. So, this plexus runs along the common iliac, the internal and the external iliac. Now, this nerves, okay, it descends along the common iliac, external and internal iliac, okay, and right hand hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve. So, these nerves, okay, these nerves are descending along the common iliac, external and internal iliac, are the right hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve. Okay. So, what they are saying, these nerves, okay, from the thoracic and lumbar splanchnic nerves, they will reach the superior hypogastric plexus. Okay. And they will descend down to the right hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve. Okay. So, sympathetic nerves from the superior hypogastric plexus enter the pelvis via the right and left hypogastric nerves. Okay. So, what happens? The thoracic and the lumbar splanchnic nerves, okay, they form the superior hypogastric plexus, which is just below the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta. Okay. It will connect, it will descend down and it will connect with the inferior hypogastric plexus, via the right hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve. RHN is right hypogastric nerve, LHN is the left hypogastric nerve. Okay, so here the sympathetic fibers you are receiving, the inferior hypogastric plexus is receiving the sympathetic fibers from superior hypogastric plexus via the right hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve, and it is receiving parasympathetic nerves from S2, S3 and S4 on both these sides. So this forms the mixed plexus, okay, coming sympathetic and parasympathetic. Clear? Now, these two hypogastric nerves then go to the inferior hypogastric plexus where they meet the pelvic splanchnic nerves which are carrying the parasympathetic innervation. Okay, so they will meet the pelvic splanchnic nerves. Okay, so if you see the superior hypogastric plexus, okay, superior hypogastric plexus, inferior hypogastric plexus, thoracic and lumbar nerves, pelvic splanchnic nerves, they will meet here via the right hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve, okay, and it will form the mixed autonomic nerves. Okay, so this mixed now inferior hypogastric plexus receives parasympathetic from pelvic splanchnic and sympathetic via the hypogastric nerves. Clear? So it is receiving the parasympathetic from pelvic splanchnic, that is S2, S3 and S4, and sympathetic from the superior hypogastric plexus, okay, via the hypogastric nerves, right and left. So this mixed inferior hypogastric plexus give rise to mixed autonomic nerves, okay. So it gives rise to mixed autonomic nerves that form various plexus around the organs of the pelvis, okay. So it forms the various plexus around the organs of the pelvis. In short, the sympathetic comes from the superior hypogastric plexus which receives sympathetic innervation from the thoracic and lumbar splanchnic nerves. This follows the common and internal iliac artery, enters the pelvis via the two hypogastric nerves, right and left. The hypogastric nerves unite with the parasympathetic pelvic splanchnic nerves to form the inferior hypogastric plexus. This gives rise to mixed autonomic nerves that supply the specific viscera. So in short, what they have said, this is the superior hypogastric plexus. It receives the sympathetic fibers from the thoracic and the lumbar nerves, okay. So sympathetic fibers is received from the thoracic and the lumbar nerves. This superior hypogastric plexus will go down, okay, via the common iliac, internal iliac and external iliac, and it will reach the inferior hypogastric plexus, okay, via the right and left hypogastric nerve. So it will reach the inferior hypogastric plexus via the right and left hypogastric nerve. So superior hypogastric plexus will connect. This is sympathetic nerves from thoracic and lumbar. It will connect with the inferior hypogastric plexus via the right hypogastric nerve and the left hypogastric nerve. And this inferior hypogastric plexus is receiving parasympathetic from S2, S3 and S4, that is the pelvic splanchnic nerves. So this forms the mixed autonomic nerves and it will supply the various organs or viscera of the pelvis. Okay. Now from S2, S3, S4 comes nerves is pudendal nerve. The pudendal nerve is an important somatic nerve. It supplies the rectum, anal and the urethral sphincter. So from S2, S3 and S4 comes the pudendal nerve. Okay. This pudendal nerve I have talked about in detail in my lecture on the sacral plexus. So this pudendal nerve, it supplies the rectum, anal canal and the urethral sphincter. So it's a somatic nerve. Okay. So this was about the autonomic nervous system. Okay. In very short it has been explained to you. Okay. Please go through my video on autonomic nerves of the abdomen. So superior hypogastric plexus receiving sympathetic nerve fibers from thoracic and lumbar nerves. Okay. This superior hypogastric plexus, it runs along the common iliac, internal iliac and external iliac and forms right and left hypogastric nerves. And this nerves will reach the inferior hypogastric plexus where it meets with the pelvic splanchnic nerves arising from S2, S3 and S4, and this is the parasympathetic nerves. Okay, and this will supply the organs of the viscera. So this is the mixed nerves. Okay, so here also it is very nicely given. Superior hypogastric plexus, thoracic and lumbar splanchnic nerves. From right hypogastric nerve, left hypogastric nerve, it will reach the inferior hypogastric plexus, which is receiving parasympathetic nerves from S2, S3 and S4, and it will supply the viscera. So this is mixed. Prostate, bladder, uterus and vagina. So these are mixed nerves. It is supplying prostate, vesicles, that is bladder, uterus and vagina, and the rectum. And from S2, S3, S4 comes the pudendal nerve, that is the somatic nerve, which supplies the sphincters, the rectum and the anal canal and the urethral sphincters. Okay, so this was all about the autonomic nerves of the pelvis. Okay, now the last 2 minutes is of the lymphatics of the pelvis, which I'll talk. There are several groups of lymph nodes are present in relation to the pelvic wall and viscera. Which are the lymphatics which are present? Lymph from the most of the pelvic viscera drains into the internal iliac nodes. Okay, so drains into the internal iliac nodes. Other reach the sacral nodes lying in front of the sacrum. So sacral nodes also is present in front of the sacrum. The external iliac nodes and through them to the common iliac nodes. Okay, so lymph from most of the pelvic viscera where the lymph drains, internal iliac nodes, which will be along the internal iliac vessels, sacral nodes, which is present in front of the sacrum, and also the external iliac nodes along the external iliac vessels, and then they will go to the common iliac nodes. So from external, internal and sacral nodes, it reaches the common iliac nodes. Some structures in the perineum drain into the superficial or deep inguinal lymph nodes also, near the inguinal region. Okay, so the lymph drainage is in the internal iliac nodes, sacral nodes and external iliac nodes, and this together goes to the common iliac nodes. And some structures in the perineum drain into the superficial or deep inguinal nodes. So this completes the chapter on pelvis. Please go through my previous videos on the chapter of pelvis for better understanding. Thank you, students.